Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Domi-Fi. Today, we go into part 2 of my Spider-Man trilogy. Not mine per se, but, talking about the different trilogies of Spider-Man. Um, so now we're here talking about Andrew Garfield, and let's sling right into it. All right, so Andrew Garfield's movies of Spider-Man are, uh, I feel like, don't have a good rap. I feel like most people are not a fan of them. Um, they do carry some flaws, some pretty big ones actually. But I think there's a lot of charm and a lot of great things about the Andrew Garfield series. For well, let's just talk about the first one, right? The Amazing Spider-Man. Um, we finally get to see him actually make web shooters, which is I grew up watching the cartoon, and he had those. He didn't come out straight out of his arm like Tobey Maguire's did. Um, and it really focused on his, I guess his personality of how awkward he was, how I think he just had a really good portrayal of Peter Parker. I like his version of Peter Parker. I thought it was really good. Um, his version of Spider Man, it's a little, when he gets into like his jokester type of Spider Man. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm about to sneeze. I think it's the first time sneezing in the middle of a podcast. I don't know what to do. Anyway, yeah, he portrays a great Peter Parker. I think. I love his relationship with Gwen. Um, I felt that um, it was young. It was fun. High school love. Those are just fun relationships, right? Um, I thought they did a great job of showing how brutal being Spider-Man can be. I mean, he could come home beat up, um, catching different bad guys and whatnot. Um, I thought they had a great choice for Aunt May, which is Sally Field. I remember Sally Field in Smoking the Bandit. That was my first time seeing her on the screen, so it was cool to see her play that role, Aunt May. An important role. I think there's a lot of more drama, a little bit more serious. I think this series was a little bit more serious than the Tobey Maguire series. I thought with Sam Raimi being the director of Tobey Maguire's version, I felt like it was a little bit more upbeat, brighter colors, um, not super serious. Where I feel Andrew Garfield's a little bit more serious on the serious side when it comes to like the storytelling. Um, But all in all, I think the Amazing Spider-Man did fine. The Crocodile was okay. Um, it wasn't. It wasn't too. I didn't feel like it took too many risks. It wasn't too weird. It wasn't way out there. It wasn't. I just thought overall it was good. It was fine. No problems. Like I said, the highlights for me was Andrew Garfield's portrayal of Peter Parker, and his relationship with Gwen Stacy, played by Emma Stone. Um, I think they just had a really good cast. Really, it's a great cast in the first one, and I feel that it was pretty decent. I was happy with it. I was all for it. Then we get into the Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's where things get kind of rough. Um, they made the same mistake in Spider-Man 3. They tried doing too much, and then they doubled down in trying to do that, and by just going way overboard in what they were trying to do in that series. They just introduced way too many things. First off, you have Electro, which was fine. I mean, Jamie Foxx was cool. I think that Jamie Foxx he makes a great villain. He really does. So I like him cast as a villain. Um, the way he looked was super dumb. I don't like it. I wasn't a fan. It looks stupid. I'm sorry. Not a good look for a villain. Um, Definitely was not a fan of that. Um, Harry Osborn, not a big fan of that actor, to be honest. He was okay in Chronicle, I guess. I haven't seen much of else what he's done, his other work. Um, Seems a little bit too whiny, too yeah, just yeah, too whiny, I guess. Kind of a brat. Um, and he just all of a sudden best buds of Peter. Like it was like, oh, where you been this whole time? You know, he just popped up out of nowhere. Um, and then um, him turning to the Goblin. I mean, that was whatever. I get it, I guess, but I think that was forced, and it happened too fast. I think they just started forced. That's the big thing is they forced too much too quickly. Um, they tried to build the whole Sinister Six thing. They tried to get all that going rolling in. They had all these different subplots and plot lines that they just didn't need, and it just became a big muddled mess of just junk, just a bunch of junk. Like we don't need all that. Um, Slowly build this stuff. You know, if you can have two bad guys, three bad guys, sure, fine. Um, that's okay, I guess, if you have enough time to kind of build them up and have them be, important to the story. I mean, they need to be important to the story. Don't. Let's find a way to throw this in here. Let's find a way to throw that in there. Let's just make it work. We can make it work. This story's fine. Just I can roll it out there. Not great. Um, and so then, of course, we get the really bad Rhino. That was just not cool. It was bad. Um, I think I would say the highlight again for this is we see, the struggle of Peter Parker trying to balance being a superhero and his love life. He has to make sacrifices. We see that again. Him and Emma Stone had a great chemistry, and I think that's probably the highlight of this film as well, is their chemistry and how they are together. Um, the Electro fight was okay. I like the music in that. That was kind of cool. um, but then get like I said, they tried doing too much and tried to push and didn't let things develop, didn't let things breathe. They're just like story, 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 story. Next step, next step, next step. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Let it breathe. Come on, let it breathe. And have better character development. They're missing a lot of character development. So you can probably hear my dog crying in the background. I locked him out of the room. So sorry about that. Um, but yeah, so unfortunately, because I guess that movie was not received well. I guess they didn't push into the movie, which is probably good. If they did, then I would hope that they would have learned their mistakes from Amazing Spider-Man 2 and kind of dialed it back. You got to dial it back. Don't push too much, too hard. Um, but it was so nice to uh, see Andrew Garfield again, um, playing Spider-Man. He got some redemption, I think. Out of all the Spider-Man, he's kind of the lowest for me. He really not to like bash him or anything. I think Andrew Garfield's a great actor, and like I said, I think he did a great Peter Parker. Um, it's just unfortunate that the stories weren't great. It wasn't executed that well, especially with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Just um, didn't didn't help him out. He did his best, and I appreciate that. So I'll always appreciate Andrew Garfield as an actor and his, doing it. I think he did a good job at being Spider-Man. He did a great job. And what a great American accent, right? Dude's British. Uh, so, yeah, that's what I got to say about that. About it's only two movies to talk about for Andrew Garfield. Um, but quickly, real quick, I forgot to do the whole what do you call it? The whole boop, 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 Fridays football thing. I went for 2-4. I called the Bengals winning. I called the Niners winning. My Bucks lost. Big sad, but I understand why. It was going to be hard. It was going to be hard for them to win. Super Bowl this year with all the injuries they had. And then the other game I got wrong was the Chiefs game. I thought the Bills were going to win, and they almost did. They had 13 seconds left of the clock. They were up. But Chiefs pulled it out. No, super salty about it. I like the Chiefs. I like Andy Reid. I like Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill. All great players. But, all right, this time for sure, I'll let you know what my picks are for this weekend for the AFC and NFC championships. I hope they are great games like we had this last weekend. They were great games. Until then, next time I will be talking about Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies, and those will be full of spoilers. So if you haven't seen No Way Home yet, then get to it, bro, because it's been out for quite some time now. It's been over a month, and we've had plenty of time to look at it and watch it. But with that, I will see you guys next time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week and weekend, and I will, like I said, see you guys next week.